My name's Pierucki, and I live right here in Waikiki, and I've been a surf photographer for about 2 years. I really enjoy surfing and shooting in Waikiki because it's where I caught my very first wave and fell in love with surfing. When I first moved here about 7 years ago, really got into surfing and just started learning, and it was brand new to me. I would always take a GoPro with me and get pictures of myself or videos of myself surfing. But I started noticing that there was just a lot of really beautiful moments that happened in the water that I was never really able to capture with a GoPro or anything that I could bring out there with me. As I learned more and more about surfing and kind of surfed different places, I got more interested in capturing some of the moments that were going on when I was out there, and ended up buying a camera and housing in January of 2018. And I would bug all my friends like, "Are you gonna go surf? Are you gonna go surf? I want to go shoot. I just want to shoot and shoot people I know." And I kind of kept going back to right here in Queens to Waikiki, learning to really fall in love with longboarding and shooting longboarding, and that's just kind of where I've been. What I've been doing for the last couple of years is shooting at Queens and a lot of longboarding and just having an absolute blast doing it. When I first got into the photography, I didn't really know all of my settings on my camera. But I knew enough to at least get out there and start taking photos. I took a lot of really bad photos, I took a few good photos, and then I started to learn how to edit. I learned some tools and some tricks. I bought a few presets from people, and that kind of taught me a few things on the editing style. But Zach Noyle and his dad Rick Noyle, I had the opportunity to sit down with them in a one-on-one type thing that Zach was doing, and they kind of learned a little bit about me and what I was doing with my camera. And I told them I was shooting in shutter priority or aperture priority, and they really pushed me to start shooting in manual. And once I really took their advice thereafter, I learned how to shoot in manual, and it was like a light bulb. And things just were able to really progress from there. So knowing the settings on my camera and learning them in and out really helped me progress as a photographer. I think the other biggest thing is my editing. If you start learning about composition, color, lighting, shading, just lots of different things, where the final image is going to end up, whether it's going to be on Instagram, whether it's going to be on a big screen or whatever. You just got to know what you're shooting for and being able to see that goal and then try and make that goal happen with your camera. Things was, once I learned how to shoot a manual, learning that exposure triangle, learning the relationship between ISO, shutter speed, and aperture. What happens when you change one thing and how you need to properly expose a photo can really up your game as a photographer. There's an old saying that everyone's a photographer until you start shooting in manual. And I really feel like once I learned the exposure triangle and the relationship between those three things, it was a whole different ballgame, and I was able to control what I wanted to do with my camera and how I was able to create these images. I think I chose longboarding to shoot longboarding because I think the style factor. I learned how to surf on a huge 12-foot board right here in Waikiki. Tried surfing on a shortboard a couple of times, but it was never really my thing. I never really had a good experience on a shortboard. But longboarding just seemed where I kind of fell into the surfing. And the more and more I would come out and surf queens or surf pops or publics, I surfed on a longboard. Once I started seeing people walk to the nose, make nice little cutbacks, and I started to really realize how poetic and beautiful longboarding is. Really enjoyed being around that community and the people that were in that community, and longboarding just kind of found me, I think. When I had the chance to sit down with Zach and Rick Noyle, they asked me what I wanted to do with my photography career, and the answer was really simple for me. It was to be able to give back with my camera. I didn't know what that meant, what it really meant, or what it was going to look like, but being able to give back to the community that has given so much to me is really kind of my focus. I volunteer with Access Surf. They're a program, a nonprofit program that gets people with a disability, mental or cognitive, into the water. Seeing the joy on their face when they catch a wave or when they're able to just swim for the first time, it's incredible. And like being able to share that stoke, whether it's with someone at Access Surf or whether it's someone who is surfing, you know, for their 100th time this month, just sharing the stoke and being part of this community. It's where I want to be and what I want to do.